Hey guys, I'm going to do a reading today for the sign of Libra. And this is going to be your full moon in Gemini for December 8th, 2022 reading. I hope you're doing well, Libra. I want to pick a card to start, your moon card. Now, Libra, this Gemini full moon, it's going to be all about communication and finding a way to communicate. And you're an air sign as well. Gemini is the first air sign, the mutable air sign, right? And Libra is the cardinal air sign. And you guys are the start of the season, right? Gemini is the end of a season and Libra is the beginning. And, Libra is about equal give and take. Your card is the Justice card, right? You're also ruled by Venus, which I think is interesting. Taurus is also ruled by Venus. But you're very loving and you like to connect in a very loving way with people. You can sometimes put other people's needs over yours, or put relationships with other people ahead of the relationship that you have with yourself. But that's okay. I think right now, with this full moon in Gemini, you have an opportunity to really find a clear way to communicate your feelings, your desires, because that can be something challenging for Libra. Excuse me, I just want to hit a button on my phone. There we go. So I hope that we'll see what's going on for Libra here. Like I said, I hope you're doing well. And we're going to see what we have as the moon card to start the reading out. All right, here we are. Okay, this is the void, of course, moon, but this is nothing will come of this situation, Libra. So whatever you're thinking about, whatever's in your mind space right now, whatever's taking up the time in your head, it's probably not worth it. And that can be tough. I'm wondering what's going on in your life right now that would make you think this, that would make you, or feel this actually. Because sometimes our feelings come to us before our thoughts, and that can be confusing for us. But what I'm thinking is that you are feeling a little like, what am I doing? Is this really what I want? Is this going to work out for me? Is this the right path? And I think what the moon card is telling you is that maybe it's not. And that's okay. We all open doors sometimes and we go through it. And then we realize that once we're through it, that we didn't really want to step through. So we have to instead of stepping out of the door, we just step through another one, right? So that's okay. This is kind of just a reality check card. Like, shit. Maybe I need to reconfigure for a second, right? So that's okay. This is actually a really nice card. I think all these cards are nice, right? I don't necessarily place any negativity here. I just think that sometimes we have to know when to stop something and to move on to something else. That's okay. That is okay. So let's see what tarot cards we have for Libra. My beautiful, loving air sign. I'm a Taurus. So my sign is also ruled by Venus. So I always get along well with Libras, not surprisingly. I always just get along with them very well. It's an easy dynamic for me. So what's going on for Libra? All right. Your first card is the Queen of Swords, and this is absolutely, a card that represents you. It's your ability to really feel, because I think since your planet is Venus, right, Libra, you're able to feel out a situation very nicely and find an easy way to communicate. And the Queen represents communicating from a very feminine place. And Libra is absolutely has that ability since their planet is Venus. Although they tend to be more of a masculine cardinal sign, it's okay. You have this ability to communicate from a place of compassion. And that's great. I love that. Let's see what your next card is. the Chariot. All right. And another Swords card, we have the Nine of Swords. Gemini also had the Nine of Swords in the exact same position. I'm going to see what the card's on the bottom here as well. Okay, Seven of Coins. Yeah. So nothing will come of this situation, right? Like, so the overarching energy here is the Seven of Coins. And like I was saying, you've worked really hard for something. You're at this point where you're like, but do I want this? Like you've built yourself some contentment here, or you've built yourself a life, and you've grown a lot of things in your life, right? Look at all those things on this tree that this woman has grown, right? But the term that comes to my mind when I think of this card is the juice worth the squeeze? And I think we have to ask ourselves, is this situation I'm in right now worth it for me? And I think that's a really important thing we all need to ask ourselves sometimes. But so next to the Queen of Swords, let's just keep going through this reading here. You have the Chariot next, and that's a beautiful card. It's Cancer's card. And the Chariot's all about passion and purpose, right? Having something very passionate that you have inside of you, a passion inside of you, let me just say that. And the purpose that you find is going to be fueled by that passion. And I have a feeling here that you're not totally connected to that, because you're getting is the juice worth the squeeze card. And so I'm wondering, especially since this next card is the Nine of Swords, and I'm going to point out the same things I pointed out in the Gemini reading. Can we see that claw coming out behind the wall there where those 9 swords are hanging? And it can represent like your inner saboteur, right? Your inner demons, the things, the voices in your head that say you're no good. Or it can represent delusion. It can represent delusion or illusion. And I think that you're starting to connect with this card here, the Chariot. You're starting to realize what really fuels you in your life, what really you get a lot of passion out of. And once you're able to hop on this particular, let's call it a train, once you hop on this train, you're not going to get off. But I feel like maybe you have been derailed a little bit because of this Nine of Swords card. Like, deep down, this is the card of knowing, but I'm getting like you're a little afraid to make a move. And like you're stuck in your head a little bit, which happens. It's okay. That's all right. But, it doesn't have to be like that. It's almost like you're creating this situation. It's not something that's being created outside of you. This is something that you're spending time thinking about right now. And I think it's going to be important to make a decision about this soon, because it seems like this is kind of an unhappy situation you're in. Or at least, if it's not unhappy, it's kind of melancholy. And that hurts me for you, Libra. So let's see what your animal spirit card is. I love the animal spirit deck. Let's see what card is for Libra. Ah, the oyster. I love this card so much. Yeah, like I said, within this oyster, right, is a pearl. And in order for this oyster to make the pearl, it literally has to put so much pressure to close this shell, right, to keep things out. And it sounds like maybe you're keeping some things out. Why would you do that, right? Because in order for people to see your inner beauty, you have to open up this oyster so people can see what's inside. And, I just had a weird thought. This Nine of Swords over here, I think that you might be, this is what's holding you back here, right? Is this Nine of Swords. It's preventing you from opening up this shell because what you think is inside of you is just this. And really what's inside of you is this, right? So in order to get to this Chariot card, right, which is, I believe, your goal right now, you're going to have to find this passion that's inside of this oyster. But right now, this oyster is shut so tight that you can't see it, right? So think about that. How can you get that oyster shell open? Ask yourself, how can you do it? All right, Libra, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you have a really great full moon today, or tonight, I should say. And I hope you have a really great rest of your year and a good start to your 2023. Thanks.